Let's talk about something every single homeowner in Godfrey, Illinois has to deal with: protecting your home from the weather. We're going to dive into what makes a local approach to roofing so different, and we'll do it by looking at a local company, Trill Roofing. Let's get right into it.
So it really all boils down to this one simple question, doesn't it? If you own a home anywhere in the Riverbend area, you've probably stood outside and wondered, is my roof really ready for whatever Illinois is going to throw at it this season? It's a super important thing to think about.
And what exactly are we up against? Well, there are two main enemies of your roof around here. You've got those sneaky freeze-thaw cycles, where water gets in, freezes, expands, and just slowly tears things apart. And then, bam, you've got that severe Midwest wind that can cause damage in an instant. These are the real-world problems Godfrey homeowners face year in and year out. So when you're facing those kinds of challenges, who do you even call? This is where the idea of a local expert, someone who really gets it because they live here too, becomes so important. Let's explore what it actually means to have a neighbor in the roofing business. This quote right here from Trill Roofing says it all. This isn't just some marketing tagline. It sounds more like a promise. They're saying, hey, we're not just here to do a job, we're your neighbors. And that completely changes the game. And this isn't just a vague idea. They're literally right there. Their office is on St. Ambrose Drive in Godfrey. That means they aren't some crew that just rolls into town after a big storm and then disappears. They're a permanent part of the community, and that says a lot about their commitment. Okay, so having this local-first mindset really shapes their whole process. Let's actually break down what they call the Trill Roofing method and see why they believe being local is just plain better for you, the homeowner. So here's a great side-by-side. On one side, with Trill, you get their own skilled team, people they've trained. On the other side, you might get unknown subcontractors. You're dealing with your neighbors versus some faceless company. It all comes down to direct accountability instead of having the work farmed out. It's really about control and, just caring about the final result.
So what's the payoff for you? What does that method actually deliver? Well, it leads straight to these things. You get honest advice because, hey, they have a reputation to protect right here in town. They use top-notch materials, they take care of ripping off and hauling away all the old stuff, and they leave your property spotless. It's the whole shebang.
Now let's get into the specifics of what they offer, and notice these two key words: guaranteed and warranted. This is all about giving you peace of mind for the long haul, not just a temporary patch. So whether you need a complete roof replacement, some work on your asphalt shingles, or just a few repairs, they've got you covered. And yeah, they're based in Godfrey, but their expertise covers the whole Riverbend area, places like Alton, Bethalto, and Edwardsville. That just shows how deep their knowledge of our local conditions goes. And here it is, just plain and simple. They stand behind what they do. That's their promise. And when that promise comes from a local company, one you can actually find right down the street, it just means more, doesn't it? It's a real commitment that lasts long after the crew has packed up and gone. Okay, so if any of this is ringing true for you, the weather challenges, the need for someone you can trust, what do you do next? The whole process kicks off with something incredibly simple and honestly super important: a free inspection. So let me just ask one final question. Are you ready for a roofing solution that's totally transparent, where you actually know what's going on, and best of all, one that's stress-free? If you're nodding your head yes right now, then the next step is pretty clear. So here's the number to get started. It's 618-213-2584. That first conversation is all it takes to start figuring out the health of your roof. And remember, that inspection is absolutely free, so you can get a real, professional opinion with zero strings attached. And that's really it. It's not some big, complicated process. It all comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, you make that call. Second, you schedule that free, no-pressure inspection. And third, you take that final, crucial step to actually protect your home with a partner you know is right here in the community. The only real question left is, are you ready to take that first step?